Welcome back to another blueprint video. I'm Ghost, and in today's video, I'll be showing you some of the best Hog Wizards attack at the top of Legend. So without further ado guys, let's dive right into it. And we are here with the very first replay of today, and of course this is none other than the ring base with the rage and poison setup. Now this base, as you can see, it's kind of anti lava loon, as it's got 4 air expos instead of the ground expos that we're typically seeing. So now, how did I approach this with the Hog Wizard? So the main thing is, like, on ring bases, you don't always have to get a town hall, but as long as you create a narrow funnel, that's going to be essentially the ultimate goal for the Hog Wizards. As you can see here, what I'm essentially doing here now is trying to get the Sui, to get the mono, this whole section of defenses, because I get to deal with the CC and of course the hero. And once I do clear all these defenses, you can see that there's essentially a narrow pathing for Hogs to come through here to go through the core, or through the top side and go through the core just like that. And again, as I initially said, you don't necessarily need to take the town hall down completely, just because you just need to create enough pathing for these hogs. So as you can see, I'm already going to start the hogs at the very top of the base towards 11 and 12 o'clock, as the queen is going to go towards 6. She's going to be able to trim extra defenses all the way down there at the very bottom of 6 o'clock. Now, another good thing about attacking these typical bases that are anti-lava loon is that a lot of the CCs are going to be Titans or Super Dragon, which are super easy to deal with the World Champion if you're not getting to deal with the CC with the hero. So as you can see here, using my Warden ability after the heal effect went, so that I can negate all 3 rage multis, and then I'm going to essentially heal again right over here through this back end, and then have the RC and the rest of the flank hogs come through the back end to clear the rest of the base just like that. So again, the sweep did pretty much get both of the expos. They got, I think one of the air heroes got the CC dealt with, so that when our hogs came in time, that's when they were able to go straight through the entire core. And as you saw there, I had a rage, 2 heals, and like the freezes to supplement with those Hog Wizard and RC. So that right there is definitely way more than enough spells to use for the Hog Wizard. So now let's take another look at a different base with the Hog Wizard. Next up, we have again another ring base. Now this one is double poison instead of having double rage. Now again, these bases are just, I'm going to assume anti-lava loon, just because it's got 4 air bows and of course Super Dragon CC double poison. So again, we're going to start things off with creating funnels. So another good thing about being able to use this army composition is that you're super flexible. You don't necessarily have to always use the log launcher. You don't have to necessarily always use the blimp like Synthe does, but again, you're just so flexible to be able to open up different kind of entries with this attack. So what I did here is kind of carved out a funnel with this blimp, try to eliminate the defenses there with that Yeti blimp with no rage, just a few balloons, just to get CC pool and of course get that monolith. Because now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to push my heroes into this multi-compartment, and as you can see, I am sending 2 these Halloween troops to take down this archer tower, so that my queen goes inwards and just basically trim down these defenses, and the king is going to be able to clear all of this out. And what I'm going to eventually do is essentially send my hogs into this 3 o'clock section and have them work their way inwards towards the core and then through the back end of the base like so. So what we're doing here, the heroes are going in without waiting. I'm going to start super early, just so that all these defenses are going to be tanked and not, so I can actually preserve my spell or preserve the warden ability. As you can see, all the heroes are stacked up at this very bottom compartment. So early initial heal, and then I'm going to freeze the eagle, the multi, and of course that barbarian king. I'm also going to supplement some additional hog wizards, and I'm going to rage and just tome and quake through the core, so that these hogs can push through the town hall and get away from that giga poison as soon as possible, so I can supplement that with additional heal, as you can see right there, exactly right out of the giga poison, and incorporating that rage to get them immediately out of the poison and push through the rest of the base like so. So again, a super duper clean attack, because again, you're able to just use a blimp to carve out a funnel and then use the heroes to carve out another section of the funnel, then supplement the Hog Wizards to support the heroes and to keep that queen alive with that ability was super duper nice with this attack. So a really nice addition, something other than the log launcher is here. We used a blimp, but now let's take a look at one base where we actually attacked was a teaser base. And next up we have is none other than the teaser with the town hall super exposed there. Now I've seen a couple variations of this. This is obviously a difficult one. I'm assuming it's a pretty difficult one for this Lavaloon strat. But here we are going with this version. Now UCC typically is around the town hall where this wizard tower is, but on this version apparently it's on the core. So nonetheless, again, like I said in the past, you're able to use different siege machine, and that again just opens up a lot of variety of this army composition. As you can see right there, I'm using with the flame flanger to primarily target this inferno tower and to take down that air defense so that my heroes can work together and push through the town hall. So what I want my king to do is push through the town hall, and so that my queen can queen charge into this monolith with this skelly spell right there. I'm essentially going to be able to queen charge my queen up in there with the rage spell to be able to clean all of this, and then I want the second layer break for my queen to target the eagle. So with this, it actually creates a very nice pathing for me to be able to send my hogs. As you can see already, again, a lot of these attacks, I'm always going to send the hog super early just so it preserves the queen ability, so I can keep my queen alive to help support, or that barbarian king as you can see there. So I am going to use that heal super duper early just because the eagle was locked on, and with this freeze, the freeze value is actually really crazy. And like I said in the very first replay, a lot of these CC troops are now going to be Titan or Super Dragon, which is not a problem at all for my RC, as a Rage RC could just 2-3 couple shot that Super Dragon or that Titan. And look, all of these hogs are essentially alive. CC Yetis coming out, Queen still alive there, RC ability still intact, and I have 2 freeze and 1 quake. So this just goes to show how dominant this army can be with the amount of spells you have for the hogs, as long as you know how to set it up correctly. So yeah, let's take a look at another example of why this army is super strong. And again, we have the next base, and this one is slightly different than the previous base we've looked at, because I kind of want to show different variations of being able to use different siege machines. So we've already seen a log launcher, we've seen a blimp, we've seen a flame flanger, and you guessed it, this one is yet going to be the battle drill for this one in particular. So how am I going to incorporate the battle drill, or how the thought process kind of went? So with this one, the town hall is kind of exposed here. Now the ultimate goal of this hero push was to just trim down the town hall and get one of the 2 expos. As you can see, the wall breaker went to the right, so that means I'm going to try to push the heroes to essentially get this right expo down. And of course, being able to deal with the CC, get that out of the way, is what I'm essentially going for there. So yeah, so this one, just 2 heroes. It's just a king and a queen for the town hall, and to get that expo, I am using that 1 additional hog rider so that it sets this funnel, because what I want to do here is be able to send my battle drill to go through the core, from the expo to the hut to the monolith, and then to either the multis into the core. So without waiting, again, I am always starting super early here. As you can see, I'm incorporating the battle drill with the skelly spell and immediately starting the hogs without even waiting, because I want to be able to try and keep as many things alive in terms of the hero, or whether the siege machine right there. So the only tricky part about this base was that it had a lot of rage value, so it kind of forced me to have to use my warden ability super early. And a little mistake here on my end was that I did not drop some hogs super early to get these defenses down, because as you can see, everything is wrapping around this inferno and this inferno. But luckily, the battle drill was able to get the monolith and to take down the right inferno, so all I had to deal with was this RC compartment, in which this rage right there pushed everything through that scatter super fast. And with the drill, with the yetis coming out, it does take that RC for my initial RC and some of the hogs to actually push through the remaining of the base. So as you can see, this base actually went down with roughly 230-ish, a little bit below, a little bit above that. It goes to show how fast this attack is. You don't necessarily need to wait until your heroes completely die. You could just start them early, just so that you can potentially be able to keep the support on your cleanup, and to have that attack go through and not time fail. And the final replay of today is going to be on this diamond base, as we kind of covered every single style. We covered the box, a ring, we've also covered the teaser, and now I kind of want to just touch base on this diamond base, as this one was built by Ninja and Strut, because I remember Strut actually using this in stage 5. But nonetheless, we are going to use the Hog Wizard on this one. This one's kind of a different approach. I mean, it's kind of a risky one at the same time because it does also a lot of damage, but I kind of went with it, as this one was essentially almost the only thing or only entry I only saw. It's kind of like the Zap Lalo entry, but not necessarily with the zaps, but instead you have a lot of spells to work with. But nonetheless, without further ado, this is going to be the classic entry with the Skelly spell tanking. I'm going to send the King into the Eagle with the Log Launcher to just basically take down this Eagle compartment down. Now, I did want the Queen to follow along behind to be able to walk in to be able to take the Scatter shot down, but unfortunately, due to those wall placement, it does push the Queen towards the right side instead of going into the core, which is not the end of the world. It's just using her ability super early. I do have the King, and then I am going to incorporate that Rage, so the King is going to be able to push towards that core multi, and with the help of the Yeti and that Log Launcher, taking that wall down by that multi, that does give me access to be able to have my Yetis take that. And with the Queen being able to take down these defenses, I just decided to send the Hog super duper early into here so they can path to the Town Hall and up into the Monolith like so, because as you can see, there's no damage threats here, no threats here. It's just all through the Town Hall. So it's just a matter of being able to have enough to get through the Town Hall and enough spells to back that up as they get through the poison. As you see here, I have 1 heal, 2 freezes. I'm going to freeze both of the multis at the same time as they are already raged up. And I'm not sure if you noticed, but supplementing these additional hogs is always key into this attack. Is really just holding on to your hogs instead of throwing everything down. You always want to have supplement so you can already start your cleanup instead of having hogs to go through the core and then here and then backtrack all the way back here if you throw everything together. So that's one key thing about using this army, is actually keeping some in the pocket just so you have enough to actually trim down those extra defenses to keep your main pack inside of the core. So that's what we essentially did here. And as you can see, we did have the RC ability essentially almost swagged. We had enough hogs and awarded, and of course cleanup, all collapsing on the same side of the base. So again, this army is super duper strong. Give it a try and let's see how you guys do with it.